How's it going, guys, and welcome back to another episode of the Farming Diary. So, in terms of farming today, this field over here needs rolling, and then the new field that we created behind this tree line here needs lime and cultivating. So we're going to try and do that today, but we're going to start with rolling this field. So yeah, that is the plan for that. So we're gonna get going on that. I think we'll have to go and get lime. I don't think we have enough when we get to that, but there's a little bit sitting over there. We'll see how it goes. If we need to run up to the shop, we will do that. So that is the farming plan. We're gonna use the Mercedes for the roller. Let's get that into gear. Beautiful. Right, so in terms of the diary side of things, we're going to do something a little bit different today. We're going to be doing a Q&A. So over the last week or so, I've asked you guys to send in some questions that you want me to answer. And I also took some questions that I've sort of been asked on the channel over the last, I don't know, few months or year. And yeah, I'm going to be answering all of those. So should be pretty good. I think it's the first time I've ever actually done a Q&A. So yeah, this will be new for me, but I'm excited. I think it'll be good. So we're gonna get straight into it. Question number one is, what part of Ireland did you move to? So we moved to the northwest side of Ireland. So we are in Donegal County, and we moved here because when we were here back in 2017, we were in Northern Ireland for a while, and then we moved to Donegal for a while, and I don't really know why we picked Donegal, but we just sort of liked it. And yeah, when we knew that we were coming back, we thought, well, we know the town and everything where we're staying in, and we know some people here, other South Africans as well, so it was kind of a no-brainer. We just decided to move here. So yeah, northwest Donegal County. And I will say though, if we were ever to sort of like really settle down and buy a place, I think we might go further south, because you're really far away from just about everything over here, and it just makes some things really difficult. Like online, purchasing stuff online is really difficult, being this far away from kind of everything else, because you're basically as far away from Dublin as you can be, and that does create a bit of a problem. So I think if we were to like, yeah, buy a place, we'd probably try and go further south, just for convenience sake of just getting basic stuff and having online ordering and stuff just work and not take 2 weeks to be delivered and that sort of thing. So yeah, but it's nice here. It's very windy, but it's nice. Okay, question number two. What jobs are you doing at the moment? So at the moment we are, well, let me put it this way. When we got here, I got a job with a company, and this is sort of a parent company, and they have a bunch of other businesses. So they have a business that sells like off-road equipment, quad bikes and motorbikes and side-by-sides and all of that kind of stuff, which is awesome. And then they've got a furniture business, which is like high-end, really nice furniture and stuff. And then they have got a home and garden place, and then they have got a pet shop, and then 2 online businesses as well. So I actually applied for one of the positions in the off-road equipment business while we were still in South Africa, and it was actually the one job when I was applying in South Africa where I was like, oh, if I could get that one, that would be amazing. Never heard back from them, but when we moved to Ireland, that position was still advertised. So I applied for it again, and I got an interview, and I got the job. So I actually started like 2 days after the interview, and I thought it was going to be absolutely amazing. And I got there, and I don't know why, but it was such a misfit. I don't know, I just couldn't. And to this day, I mean, I don't know. for some reason, it just didn't work. I cannot explain it. It's been 6 months. I cannot explain it. I don't know why, but it just, I cannot work there. So I worked there for 1 day, and I was like, oh my goodness, I don't think I can do this. And then I had a day off, and then I went back, because I started on a Saturday, and then we were off on the Sunday, and then I went back in on the Monday, and I was like, right, let's try this again. Maybe it was just a weird day. And I mean, and again, I can't figure out what it was. It wasn't the people. Everyone was nice and fine and everything. I just don't know. It just didn't work. So I went back on the Monday, and the entire Monday I was just like, I want to leave, I want to leave, I want to leave. I don't want to be here. So I don't know why this happened, and instead of like quitting, I set up a meeting with the owner, and because I had my interview and everything with him for the next morning, the Tuesday morning, and I just said to him, listen, this isn't working. So either I'll just get something else, but if you have a position for me somewhere else, I'm happy to do that. And this was around October, and because it's a big business and they do a bunch of different things, the furniture sort of department, there's a part of their building, and it's a very big building, that is completely sort of shut down for the entire year except for Christmas. And they do this massive Christmas shop, and they needed some help in there with just everything. So he said, right, do you want to go? And it was really, really nice of him, because honestly, if someone came to me after 2 days and said, this doesn't work, I probably would have said to them, off you go. But he didn't. He said, do you want to go there? And I said, fine, I'll go there. It was a bit weird because I know literally nothing about like anything Christmassy or that. We sort of did presents, and that's about it. We weren't ever big on like decorations and stuff. So I had a lot to learn. I mean, I didn't even know what a garland was when I started there, but I mean, initially I did a lot of the sort of building stuff that needed to be building or needed to be built and all. But I started there and I actually really enjoyed it. So it was something very new, something very different. Really enjoyed it. So I stayed there, and then eventually it somehow ended up that I became, I guess, unofficially the supervisor. It was just, it was a bit of a weird situation, but eventually I sort of became probably the unofficial supervisor. And then after that, I went into doing stock take and everything there. And in the end, I was supposed to actually go into a IT position in the company. So after all of the Christmas shop and everything, when it shuts down, I was supposed to go into an IT position within the company. So the Christmas thing was sort of like a temporary thing. They just needed some people there, which I was very happy to do. And in fact, if I can, I would actually like to go back this year and help out with that again, because it is a lot of fun. But anyway, so I was supposed to go into an IT position, and when I finished off with the Christmas shop and the stock takes and all of that, I sort of noticed that the garden center, the home and garden place, was about to reopen, because they closed that for a while, for about 2 months after Christmas. So they sell all of the like actual real Christmas trees and everything out of there, but then after Christmas they shut it down for about 2 months because it's completely out of season, and they didn't have any staff in there. So I sort of saw that and thought, this is kind of up my alley. I mean, growing up on a farm and everything, and like with a garden center and all, I mean, I know it's different, but it's sort of broadly in the same area. And I sort of spoke to the owner about it, because we sort of obviously got to know each other a lot better. And I spoke to him about it, and I asked him what exactly is going to happen with the place. And he said, well, he's going to get people in there and all. And at this point, Monique was working at a 4-star hotel, obviously having a lot of experience in the industry. She got a job in that because it was the easiest to get into. So she was working at a hotel, and it was great. She enjoyed it a lot, but the hours were quite poor, like working till 11 at night some days and things. So she was looking for a change as well. It was just, like I say, easy, and sort of an easy position to get into, just to get going. And I just want to try and figure out if that is lime. I think it might be. But yeah, so she was sort of looking for something else as well, and so I spoke to him and said, listen, what's going to happen here? And he said, are you interested? And I said, well, actually I am, but Monique might be interested as well. So then we got offered, both of us got offered basically, I think it's basically a manager's position. We're not really big on titles. We don't really care, but I guess we are the managers of the place, both of us. So we're working together now, and we're running a home and garden center. So something very different, something very new, but really fun. A lot of work because it was left in quite a poor state after Christmas for some reason that I still don't understand, and so much work to get it back to like something that's operational. But we're enjoying it a lot, and we enjoy working together. We always have. And yeah, that's what we're doing now. We are managers of a home and garden center. So yeah, that's what we do. Right, that was a very long answer to that question. Next question, what are your short-term goals in real life? So my short-term goals at the moment is to get furniture in our house and to get a bit of a nest egg built up and just be a bit more financially stable, I would say. So we are very conservative with our money at the moment, obviously. But I would just like to have a bit of a nest egg in the account so I don't have to really worry about money too much, but then also have furniture in the house. That is sort of my short-term goal at the moment. Next question, what are your long-term goals in real life? So this is a different question. Long-term, I would love to buy like a farm, like just a nice piece of land. And but I don't think I actually want a farm. I just want a piece of land that's ideally got some sort of a water body on it, like a small pond or something, because I just like water. And also have like a little forest area on it, because I don't know, it just seems fun to go in there with like a skid steer and clear out like dead branches and things on trees, and yeah, chop up wood and make your own firewood and sort of storage for the winter and all of that. And basically I want to do sort of homesteading, I guess is what you call it. Maybe have some chickens and sort of my own vegetable gardens and that sort of thing. I guess you would call it homesteading, not farming. I want to do sort of homesteading. I hope that is the right terminology, but basically a smallish piece of land. It doesn't have to be massive. I mean, obviously the bigger the better, but it doesn't have to be massive. And yeah, I just want to be sort of, I like my privacy, so I just want to be sort of away from people and not have neighbors, and just have some, maybe a small tractor, and just do some very basic sort of farming, homesteading stuff. That's what I want to do. And then aside from that, I would love, it could be the same piece of land or a different piece of land, but I would love to set up at some point like an animal sanctuary where any animal, doesn't matter what it is, it can be, you know, a dog or a cat, or it can be a squirrel or a skunk. I don't really care. It can be just about anything. People can bring them in, and I'd like to have like a vet. And that's why maybe if I want to sort of be away from people, it's probably best to have it on a different piece of land that's maybe a little bit closer to town. But I would like to have sort of like a vet there, and obviously some assistants and stuff, and a little shop and all, because that can make a bit of money for keeping the whole thing running. But then if people bring in animals, I want to sort of document the journey of the animals, if that makes any sense. So like from when they come in, document the whole process of them being there, and let's figure out how this works. There we are. Yeah, just sort of document the whole process of them being there until you find a home for them, and then make a YouTube channel. Trying to figure out if I can make that wider. Yeah. Yeah, so basically make like a YouTube channel, and then having animals come in, and you document every animal on their own. Like, each one gets their own video from start to finish, and basically how they came in and how they're getting on and all of that, and make a little video, and that video is sort of like an advertisement to rehome them. So people can then look at it and go, oh, this puppy is so cute, or, you know, I want a squirrel in my tree, and they can look at these YouTube videos, create a dedicated YouTube channel for that, and then, yeah, basically make a little documentary for each animal, and through that get them adopted and get them a good home and all. So basically I want to, yeah, start an animal sanctuary where we would literally take any animals. So that is the goal. I know it sounds very simple. It's probably not that easy, but long term I would like to help animals. But yeah, okay, next question. What are your short-term goals with YouTube? Okay, well, that's quite easy. Short-term, I want the channel to grow a little bit quicker. I put a lot of time and effort into my videos, especially, obviously, the roleplay series takes so much time and so much effort and so much planning, and it's not an easy series to create, and the return on it in terms of views and that sort of a thing is really, really, really low, and sort of the subscriber rate at this point is probably averaging like 1 or 2 a day throughout the entire channel. So short term, I would love for the channel to just grow a little bit quicker, so that you can just look at it not even from a monetary point of view, but just from like subscribers and interactions and views and things. You can look at it and go, okay, all of the work that I'm putting into this sort of makes sense. It's justifiable. Where at this point, I'm spending so much time, and literally not having any free time. I have not had like a full off day since this PC arrived in Ireland. I've been working a full-time job and then basically working another full-time job on top of that. But I'm pretty sure that's actually a question, so we'll get into that a little bit later. But so much time goes into my YouTube channel, and it gets really, 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 really difficult to justify the time spent on it for the return on it. So yeah, short term, I would like the channel to maybe get like 100 subscribers a day instead of 1. And then some days you'll get like 4, 5, or 6, and then you'll be like, whoo, it's doing well, and then the next day you'll lose 3, and it'll just be like, okay, this sucks. So yeah, that's short-term goal, is get to like 100 subscribers a day growth on the channel. That'll be amazing if we could reach that. Right, next question. What are your long-term goals for YouTube? Well, that's a difficult one because I don't actually know. Long-term, I guess the very broad answer would be get 1 million subscribers. I mean, that would be pretty amazing. I mean, medium term, 100,000 subscribers. Long term, 1 million subscribers. I don't know if that's even possible. I mean, the squad did it, but even Daggerwin isn't there yet on Farming Simulator content, and his channel is big. I mean, like 10 million views a month or something insane. And he's not on 1 million subscribers yet, but long term 1 million would be amazing. I mean, if you're gonna shoot high, you might as well shoot really high. So let's go long term goal, 1 million subscribers. That's my goal on YouTube. How long have you been doing YouTube? Well, I have been doing YouTube for about 3 years. It might actually be a little bit more than 3 years, but if you go back on my channel and you have a look at when my first video was posted, it's probably only about 2 years ago. And the reason for that is, and a lot of you wouldn't know this, some of you would know this, but my channel has been rebranded 3 times. And with the first rebranding, I deleted over 400 videos off my channel. So yeah, a lot of you didn't know that. But if you go way back, you can actually see some of the original branding, because the videos that did really well I kept, even though the videos are horrible, they're so bad. They are actually still doing really well. So I just kept them because it helps with the channel growth and all, obviously. But the channel was originally called Gamers Raid, and then I rebranded that to Redonkulous Dave, and that's when I deleted over 400 videos. And that's why there's also a bit of a discrepancy in my views. So if I go into my analytics, my channel has very nearly got 1 million views in total, But if you actually go to the About page, I've only got 830,000 or something like that at the time of recording this. So there is a bit of a discrepancy in how much views I've actually got between what my analytics says and what the sort of public YouTube analytics says. But I guess if I make the announcement of 1 million views, I'll have to wait for the public one, even though at that point it'll probably be like 1.2 million in reality. But yeah, so the channel has been rebranded twice, but we'll get into that a little bit later on. Next question. So the answer to that, how long have you been doing it? 3 years. And this is why I'm saying we'll get back to that, because the next question leads into that. Why did you rebrand your channel twice? So the reason I rebranded it twice is the first name that I had for YouTube, Gamers Raid, was actually when we were back in Ireland. I wanted to create like a affiliate website type thing where you sell products on like through affiliate links and all. I wanted to create like a gaming tech website where people can buy products and you have everything sort of in one place where you can browse through and just buy cool stuff, and then but you sort of buy it on Amazon, so a normal affiliate type thing. And I was looking for a name, and I was browsing through like domains that were available and all, and one of them that came up was called Gamers Raid, and I thought, that's pretty cool for a website. So I bought the domain and I sort of built the website, but actually never published it because we ended up moving back to South Africa and all, and the affiliate links didn't work and blah blah blah. So I never actually used the website, even though I've actually still got that website kind of fully built, and I probably would never launch it. But when I started my YouTube channel then, when we were back in South Africa, I just sort of stuck with that name because I thought, well, it's kind of a cool name, and I went Gamers Raid. But then eventually I was just like, I don't know if this really works, and it probably wouldn't brand very well, and I decided to change, but I didn't really know what to change to, and somehow I eventually settled on Redonkulous Dave, which I suppose was kind of a fun, cool name. But then the further the channel sort of grew and you start looking at your analytics and stuff, I have a much more mature audience than most. Most of my viewers are actually around the age of 30, my age. I'm 30. So, and I noticed that through the analytics, the YouTube analytics, if you don't know, by the way, is amazing. It actually is, it shows you so much about sort of people that watch your channel, their age and where they live and all of that. And I noticed that my audience is actually a very mature audience. And I just found that even though the content was probably more focused towards a mature audience, which I want it to be, the branding and everything really isn't. And that bothered me for quite a long time, to be honest, and to the point where I eventually decided to rebrand it. But then also with the move and all, I went through kind of a lot of stuff that we haven't really got into yet, but just sort of like, yeah, difficult times and all. And I know a lot of people go through like not fun times, and I wanted to create sort of a community where people can talk about that, and if they do feel down and they don't feel okay, they can sort of come here and talk about it. And I thought the best way to sort of market that is to be very open and honest about my difficulties and when I struggle with stuff. Like, I had a really bad day yesterday, and I'll be open and honest about that. In fact, for the first time in a very long time, I cried. I don't know why. I was standing in the kitchen and I was having a chat to Monique, and I just started crying. I just had this weird sort of breakdown thing, and I think it was just a build-up of a lot of emotions and stuff, and it sucked, but I felt better afterwards and all. But I'll be open and honest about that. I don't think it makes me like a weak person or anything because I cried. It's just, I just feel better that if you guys know that I am David Marks, this is me, sort of a thing. It's easier to relate if you have some difficulties of your own. And I want to create a community where people can have a lot of fun and play games together and just enjoy stuff. But also, if you're not doing well, you can come to this community and talk about it, and no one is going to judge you for it. And I thought the best way to do that is to be really open and honest about who I am and what I do and what I go through. And yeah, hopefully that can sort of help other people be more open about their feelings and stuff, because I think it's very, very important for people to talk about things when they have, when they're going through bad things. It's important to talk about it and open up about it. It's not good to keep it all cropped up, but I don't feel like there's a lot of places where you can go to and really talk about it without, feeling like an outsider or something like that. So yeah, that is basically why I changed it eventually to David Marks. It's just so you guys can get to know me on a much more personal level, and yeah, basically feel more comfortable chatting with me or anyone else in the community, and be open and honest about how you feel and what's going on in your life, and just have a place to sort of hang out and feel like you know everyone. So I mean, I don't expect everyone in my community to use their real names and all of that. Obviously not. But I think it's just sort of lead by example. If I'm going to be really open and honest about things in my life and things like feelings and, anxiety and depression and stuff like that, which luckily I haven't suffered much in my life, but I have had episodes of it. And again, if I'm going to be open and honest about that, the least I can do is tell you my real name. It's like probably a good place to start. So yeah, that's basically why I went to that. And will I ever rebrand again? No, I don't think I will. I think I'll just stick to what it is at the moment with my real name, and yeah, just carry on with sort of the goal of this channel. So yeah, that's basically the long answer to that. Right, let me see, what is the next question? That was sort of long-term goals, and how long have you done that, and why did you rebrand? Okay, the next one, number 9, is it easy to post 3 videos a week and worth it? Is it easy and is it worth it? No, it's not easy. I think if you're doing it full-time, like YouTube as a full-time job, it would already be difficult. I am working a 9 to 6, 5 days a week job. And to be honest, almost every day that I am off work, I still end up at work, because not that they expect me to, it's just the way I do things, and it just sort of happens that way. So I do spend a lot of time at work. And I always try and be a little bit early at work, and I obviously always leave a little bit later. Not like a lot, but whatever needs to be done needs to be done. So yeah, putting out 3 videos a week on YouTube, especially if it's complicated videos like the roleplay series, which is a very, very difficult series to make, a very complicated series. It takes a lot of prep time, it takes a lot of thought, it takes a lot of planning, and it takes a lot of time to record, because a lot of the sections are actually shot more than once to get it right. So it is very, 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 very difficult to do a 9 to 6 job full-time, 5 days a week, and then do 3 videos a week on YouTube. Like at the moment that I'm recording this, it's 20 to 9 at night. And I'm going to finish this recording, and then I'm going to have to do the editing and everything for it as well. So I won't get to bed till probably 10:30 or 11. And these episodes are really easy to edit, because it's basically a start and an end, where the roleplay takes a very, very long time. So I work just about every single night after work. I get home, I have something to eat, I come to my office, and I continue working. So I actually worked it out the other day. I'm basically at work for an average of about, like my full-time job, about 45 hours a week. Maybe a little bit more, but let's go on 45 hours a week. And then I spend about another 30 hours on top of that on YouTube. So it's not easy. It takes a lot of time. And is it worth it? Well, that's what we were talking about earlier. No, I don't think it is worth it, because financially it's definitely not worth it. And it also gets to a point where you sort of have to justify not having any time off, because I have 2 days a week off, and I do not spend those 2 days doing anything else than sitting in my office trying to get my content ready for the next week and all. So I spend all of my off days and all of my nights and everything working on something YouTube related. So it is very, very, very difficult. So no, definitely not easy. Right, next question. Will you do other games on the channel? Well, I don't know. I actually wanted to ask this the other day on the channel in like a poll thing, and I probably still will. Would you guys like to see me play other games on the channel? Obviously, this is Farming Simulator based, and it probably, for the most part, would always be mainly Farming Simulator focused. I would like to bring some other games, obviously simulator games, something that's not too far away from like Farming Simulator. Like, I'm not going to start playing The Sims. But something simulator related, or like, you know, I'm not going to start playing Fortnite. But I would like to bring some other stuff back into the channel. We had some other stuff like American Truck Simulator and stuff on the channel, but that was quite a while ago. So I don't know. I would like to bring some other games into the channel, maybe like one episode a week of something different. But there's still a lot that I want to do in Farming Simulator as well. I want to do the roleplay series. I want to carry on with this series, and I also want to finish up the 0 to $1 billion challenge on the Welcome map in Farming Simulator 19. So that is coming back to the channel as well. I just need to find time to record it, because it takes, again, a very long time to record those things. So I don't know, maybe is the answer to that one. What do you think the future of the channel will be? Again, I don't really know. It's a very, very difficult thing to answer what the future of the channel will be. I think the future at this point will probably be mainly focused around Farming Simulator. Sort of the same answers I just gave. Mainly focused around Farming Simulator, but maybe bringing some other stuff into it as well. I would love to maybe bring some racing into the channel. But I don't know. Maybe Snow Runner or something like that as well. Maybe American Truck Simulator or Euro Truck Simulator, or maybe even Flight Simulator. I don't know. But the future of the channel, I would say, will probably predominantly stay Farming Simulator for the foreseeable future, at least. Unless it starts to sort of get boring. I don't know. Very difficult one to answer, but let's say Farming Simulator for the foreseeable future. What other games do you play outside of Farming Simulator? So when I'm not recording, I love racing. Absolutely love racing. So normally if I'm not recording, and again, I don't get a lot of free time at the moment, so but when I am not recording and I'm not playing Farming Simulator, well, I don't play Farming Simulator if I'm not recording it. So when I do have like a moment, maybe like an hour or something, where I just want to wind down, I usually switch to racing. I love racing. I want to get my racing rig built again, sort of like a homemade one like I had in South Africa. It worked really well, and they're cheap to build. I would love to have like a really fancy rig at some time, but they're just expensive. Maybe one day. And I would like to get back into iRacing. Absolutely love iRacing. Haven't spent a lot of time in iRacing because in South Africa it was very expensive, but I would like to get back into that. It would be yeah, pretty fun, and I'm planning to, hopefully very soon. And I'll probably at this point not record it, but maybe live stream it. We shall see. Right, next question is, what does your perfect studio look like? That is an interesting one. My perfect studio would ideally be a really big desk, like from one wall to the other, and then have a farming / racing rig on the one side, and then on the other side have sort of just a screen and keyboard and mouse and everything for like other games that doesn't require a steering wheel or joystick or anything like that. So basically have it on the same PC. So have the PC in the middle, and then just have the like racing / farming / flying rig on the one side, and the sort of normal computer thing on the other side. Because then I can also sit normally without a steering wheel in front of me to edit videos and all of that. But if I would like to just sort of hop into Apex or something, even though I'm horrible at it, I can. Where now I can't because there's the steering wheel clamped in front of my face all the time, and it's just a hassle to get rid of it. So I end up not playing other games that doesn't require a steering wheel. So that is my ideal studio. Someday. Right, have you heard about Roblox? I've heard about it, but I haven't played it or anything, and I don't really know what it is. I think it's sort of like Minecraft or something, or something like that, but I've never played anything like that. I think the closest I've probably come to something like that is Stormworks, where you have like, where you build stuff, but I think it's actually got nothing to do with Roblox, so no. I don't know. That was sort of an oddball question, but I thought I'd throw it in there anyway. Right, last question. Do you have a community server like Discord? Yes. So the link below this video, you'll find all of the links to like my social media and everything, and there is a Discord link there as well, and that sort of comes back to what we spoke about earlier. If you want to be part of sort of the community and all, obviously hit the subscribe button on this, but join the Discord server, and if you want to talk about something that's going on in your life at the moment and you just sort of need someone to talk to, there is 2 categories in there that is I need to talk. And the one is a text one and the other one is a mic one. So just pop in there and have a chat to whoever is online, or just say at everyone and someone will respond, or at someone specific if you want to. I'll always try and respond if I can. Obviously I'm at work a lot, so I can't always respond immediately, but I'm sure someone in there will answer you and have a chat to you, and I'll try and do my best to do that as well. So make sure to join the Discord and all of the other social media stuff there as well. I'm trying to sort of grow my Instagram and Twitter and all of that stuff, but I'm really bad at it, so it's not going well. But you can join them if you want to, but that is sort of the community stuff that we have going at the moment. And the Discord server is actually really cool. We have Joe working on that, and he's done an amazing job, and I try to spend more time in there as well, sort of chatting with everyone and all of that. So it's a nice little place to be, and when I have a bit of time to sort of just game without recording, I'll post in there as well, and I can play like whatever games, Fortnite or Apex or whatever, with you guys, so you guys can carry me, because honestly I am so bad. I think I've got like 2 kills on Apex ever, and they were probably stolen. So yeah, I just suck at first person shooter games, but I do quite enjoy them, so I need people to carry me. So join the Discord thingy. But yeah, that is gonna be it for the questions. So that was 15 questions. I don't think I missed anything, and my throat is so dry right now of all of that talking. We nearly got the field done, but yeah, it's looking pretty good. But we are going to leave it there for today, because that was, yeah, we're getting on to 40 minutes there. So I hope you enjoyed this episode, and I quite like doing the Q&As. I would like to do one again. So yeah, start firing some questions in there again, and in a few episodes we can do this again and answer some different questions. But we're going to leave it there for today, guys. So thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to give me a thumbs up, and I'll see you all next time.